Very good evening all. I'm Nati Lamba and this is Vision of Asia, Tuesday night edition. Welcome to our South Asian news segment. This week has kicked off with much dialogue on Indo-US relations, along with commemorating Indian and Hindu festivals and events nationwide. We're now in the season of color, vibrance, dance and music, with autumn known to bring together friends and family. Also, much more on overseas citizens of India's opportunities to invest. We have a power-packed episode waiting to talk about South Asians and their cultural identity today. Remember, you can reach us on events@itvgold.com if you or your association is bringing together our community. We'll look forward to hearing from many of you this season of Navratri, Diwali, and much more. Also, reach out to our local candidates running in 2020. We would love to hear from you on South Asian interests and more for the year 2020. So do reach us if you would like to advocate to your fellow South Asians. With that, time to now begin tonight's episode with more on Manisha Koirala and the literature. Let's begin with headlines coming in. My bad. OCI Investment Forum hosts press conference for Indian investments in India 2020 in New York City. NRIA presents new luxury living community Green Roof in New Jersey. Asia Society hosts Jaipur Literature Festival 2019 Ideas and Dialogue in New York City. This and a lot more right after a short break. Stay with us in Vision of Asia, Voice of the Community. We'll be right back. Welcome back. I'm Nati Lamba and this is Vision of Asia, South Asian news segment, the Tuesday night edition. Starting the show, we have more coming in on the recently held 2019 Jaipur Literature Festival, the New York edition, which was held at the popular Asia Society. Focus on diversity and hearing each other's voices brought together a great pool of authors and literary geniuses to this festival this year, trying to attempt a connection of South Asians to issues that impact the diaspora currently. Sharing creativity and ideas, the festival saw panel discussions and moderated talks on books that inspire and empower the masses in tackling real-life issues. From caste, creed, or gender to cancer awareness and coexistence were some of the topics brought to attention with prolific personalities, also including former UN ambassador and Bollywood star Manisha Koirala. Let's take a look at more from Jaipur Literature Festival and our conversations with the authors at the event and what they brought onto the stage for audiences. Very engaging. Do take a look.
From this very prestigious family, political family in Nepal, get into films? I mean, what were you thinking?
Initially when I wanted to get into the movies, there was a lot of hue and cry, and there was a lot of, like, how could a Koirala girl get into this big bad world of movies and Bollywood? But, things aren't that bad the way it's been portrayed, and later on everything changed because same people embraced me, and so it's been like I first did a movie in Nepal called Theri Bhitonla, and during that whole process I loved the camera, I loved performing.
To ask you, when you were going through all of this journey, Manisha ji, and you came from the most success someone could see in Bollywood to the biggest faces you could be next to as, their heroine, as like the lead star of the industry. Did all of the glitz and glamour sort of dissociate when you had bigger things to worry about your life? And now that when you look back at Bollywood with the new movie coming up, did that perspective and the love for the craft and the way you wanted to express it, did that completely change after the cancer experience?
I guess I always loved working in cinema. I always loved theater. I always loved cinema. I always loved acting. but I feel today I savor the moment much more. I enjoy the moment much more. I'm probably, I don't like to leave even 1% behind. But it's just that I want to give 101% to everything that I do now, you know. So
Yes.
it may not be great, but I try to do my best.
I've done mistakes. I've done things that not really realizing that this is success or ego or flying high and not really caring for the repercussions and all that is part of my story very much.
You know, I would love for you to just give one comment on Jaipur Literature Festival. They're basically taking you everywhere.
Yeah.
And, you know, Healed, again, everybody, grab your copies if you haven't and read on her story. But this is something that you're discussing constantly. It's been a great way for you to interact with everybody.
Yeah,
What do you have to say to them?
I really feel so grateful for Jaipur Literature Festival have invited me. For me to actually visit and see the whole that jazz in Jaipur was aha moment, and I was like an Alice in Wonderland. Seriously, because there's this massive amount of crowd and readers, book enthusiasts, and it's beautiful. You meet authors, you meet thinkers, you meet people who have things to say and express, whether it's political, and you meet diverse people from different sect of belief and faith, and there is a podium for everybody to express and talk.
Definitely.
So I think Jaipur Literature Festival is phenomenal. It's my first literature festival because it's my first book, but I really want to be part of this team. I feel honored that they have welcomed me. I've been to London, I went to Houston, I came to New York, and I hope this journey continues with them. I wish them all the best, and I feel privileged to be part of the family.
Anyone who has an interest in learning more about Indian authors, writers, and stories, you must try to find these events in the United States or come to Jaipur.
Alia, your topics that you brought to the stage today with your books and your experience as a journalist has really pushed forward a narrative for suppressed voices and a different take on a situation that on the West we have looked at refugees, Syrians, post 9/11 in a certain aspect. What sort of pushed you to go forth and bring out the other side of the perspective?
I guess growing up here in the U.S., I never felt that there was a representation of Arabs that felt familiar to me or even reminded me of the people that I knew. And we seemed really invisible and absent from the stories that the United States told about itself, both in terms of its history and its contemporary lives of contemporary Americans. So I guess when I got to the point where I sort of transitioned into journalism, I tried to create the works that I wish existed when I was a kid, when I was growing up, and I had the opportunities to do that.
What do you wish people could understand about the situation and perhaps the condition of refugees in the year 2019?
I mean, that it could happen to any of us, and how would you want to be received, and how would you want to be treated if you were in that position? The great and tragic irony is that Syria has for the last 100 years been a place of refuge for different refugees, from Armenians fleeing genocide as the Ottoman Empire came apart, as Palestinians fled the dispossession of Palestine, when the Lebanese had to flee because of their civil wars, when Iraqis fled because of the US invasions, and they always made space for them. And that's something cultural that I wish that when I hear the rhetoric and the discourse around refugees today, I wish that there was an ability to empathize and to understand that this can happen to anybody. I think most Syrians never thought it could happen to them, and then it happened to them. So I think we need a lot more empathy in this world.
You talk a lot about exploring one's identity and sort of celebrating it. So just a little bit about the book that you have coming up now, Clouds. Just wanted to talk about, the book right now while starting this interview, and also how has the experience been since you're visiting the US, discussing more on your book?
Well, Clouds is a book I started writing the month after I first came to the US 10 years
wow.
ago. It was my first visit. I was 30. And I didn't go to New York or San Francisco. The first place I ever saw was Iowa City.
Iowa,
in the
right?
Midwest.
Yes.
And it was an incredible time in my life. And it's one thing to hear American English in patches or in a book, and
Right.
another to have it be the entire world for you. And I found the encounter wonderful. And Clouds is a story about somebody in his 40s who's a recently divorced psychotherapist in Bombay who cannot find love in Bombay among
wow.
anybody his own age.
Oh, wow.
Seems like everybody's unavailable or married.
Oh, wow.
And he's decided to move to America. And it's a story about somebody on his way out of a country, but just for that reason, we see him in his last week of his life in Bombay. Every memory becomes very profound because you're saying goodbye.
What would you say your writing sort of describes about you, or perhaps your entire journey of writing and being a
Yes.
novelist, and especially sort of bringing that profession to places such as the New York City? What does that do for you?
Well, I think looking back now in middle age, I think I was very lucky to be born in 1980. You grew up a little bit in the world of socialist India, and then everything changed in the 90s. And I used to be living in Bombay then, where you experience that change very profoundly.
Right.
And also the character of the politics of our country has changed so much in these years. And Indian democracy has matured. It's now 70 years old, and I've been alive for most of those decades. And somewhere you want to be a witness to all these amazing stories of our time and what's happening in front of our eyes. And living in Delhi and having a life in Bombay, where I used to live, and in Bhubaneswar, in Orissa, where my family
wow.
comes from, my Indian life is a kind of giant equilateral triangle across the top of the country,
Wow.
north, east, and
You're
west.
really experiencing all
Yes.
across the nation in a way.
Yes, I think I don't spend more than a week at home ever. And
Oh,
always on
wow.
the road. And when you are fit and you have the energy,
Right.
you don't miss a moment of what is going on.
In New Jersey, one of the largest leading real estate investment management companies, the NRIA, which stands for National Realty Investment Advisors, recently saw a celebration for its newest luxury living community, the Green Roof. For more than a decade, the company has made a reputation now for exceptional performance and integrated real estate investment, management, and development, trying to present the most dynamic and unique urban markets across the East Coast. With that, the event for the Green Roof building saw a number of prominent South Asian personalities and individuals in attendance to support the new establishment, along with local dignitaries and many other members of the local and state offices. Highlight of the event was Indian actor Vivek Oberoi, who was the guest of honor, showcasing tremendous support for NRIA. Let's take a look what was shared with us on ITV Gold.
And how was the show viewed? Was it viewed as promoting? Was it independent?
Sure, no. There was a clear divide actually. There was actually ideological reviews for the first time in Bollywood. People were like anti-Modi politically. Panning the film and writing negative reviews on the film, but people loved it. I'm here to check this opportunity as an investor. NRIA is doing some interesting work, and I think it would be an interesting addition to my existing investment portfolio. So I'm looking to meet with them after the event, sit down, understand the further details, do the due diligence on the project. It looks like a nice project. I like that it has a green touch. I personally believe in eco-friendly projects. I like the fact that they've worked on that. It has a great location for an investment, right? So close to New York City and yet to everywhere that you need to be in New Jersey and Newark. So I like it, yeah. And I think it would be interesting to even look at collaborating with NRIA and my real estate company in India. So that's what I'm here to check out.
And you have an apartment building of hundreds and hundreds of rents supporting your investment in a prime area with super high demand and no other new construction to live in. You have the ideal building that people want to and desire to move into. So our buildings are top-notch, top quality, environmentally friendly, and very, very strategically located. So they're very safe investments, and they're very valuable.
I am so excited to be here at the NRIA Greenhouse event, and the view is absolutely amazing. I really want to show you all. We're right across the river from the city. You can see the buildings, the skyline, and meeting the management team here at this outstanding development is just amazing. One of the greatest things I've heard about NRIA is that they have high returns for investors and they have a very long established track record. So I highly recommend investing with NRIA.
Ron Jaworski here, having a fantastic time overlooking the great city of New York. I've met some of the finest people here this evening. Hey, we're talking real estate. We're talking smart people. I'm learning from these folks. It is a great, great time. I appreciate the invite to join this wonderful group of people, and I'm learning something. Have a great one.
The Green Roof is a 39-unit condo complex that we've just put on the market. It's one of the most modern buildings here in beautiful Guttenberg, New Jersey. We have close proximity to travel to go into New York City, school systems. We offer the best of both worlds. The proximity to New York, so you can go in and work or party, or just want to live in New Jersey and enjoy a nice New Jersey view of New York City. We have a beautiful development here. The units are going to be selling anywhere between 330-some thousand up to 800 and change. We are inviting our investors to come down, come to invest. You'll get a good return on your investments. It's great to invest with NRIA because we deliver high returns across the board for all our investors.
Yeah, hi, I'm Tanvi Pranita Chandra from Renaissance Media. Today we are here for NRIA's celebration, the launch of Green Roof. That's a prestigious project we have recently completed, and I'm very, very honored and very privileged to be actually associated with NRIA. And it has been a quite great journey, association with NRIA, because it's a great company. I believe in it, and that's why I vouch for it. And today there are more than 300 people, actually, more than 300 people who are here. NRIA has more than 900 clients right now who have signed and invested with NRIA fund. And the amazing fact is, out of 900 clients, 80% are Indians, the South Asians. So we are very proud of that, and I'm really, really honored, and thank you so much, ITV, for coming here.
Well, yes, doing the film on our incredible Prime Minister, dynamic Prime Minister, Narendra Modi ji, has been an amazing honor of my life. I'm very, very proud that, I was given that respect, that responsibility, and we're glad we made a film that we're really proud of. And I think it's a great time for India. I think it's a beautiful golden age for India where things are doing really, really well. The country is growing from strength to strength. We've had for the first time a zero tolerance policy on terrorism. It's working. Kashmir is finally officially a part of India, and we're really, really proud of it. So many strides like that moving forward in terms of education, healthcare. So many amazing things are happening. And sometimes people, talk about all the mess there is, but I'm glad that there's somebody like Modi ji to come and clean up that mess so that we can have a great future for our children and, for the future of India.
Time for the short break. Stay with us on Vision of Asia, Voice of the Community. We'll be right back. Welcome back. You are tuned to Vision of Asia, bringing you prime South Asian highlights from all across. Concluding the show tonight, we have a unique and engaging story for all passionate Indian Americans and the global Indian diaspora. It's coming from New York City, where recently the OCI Investment Forum held a press conference bringing interest in for building and developing new India and bigger opportunities for overseas citizens of India. Billionaire and prominent businessman Dr. B.K. Modi is leading this investment forum with a vision of promoting various business sectors in India and a global economic investment by the OCIs. The program is initiating its social approach to business investment and to escalate development in identified regions such as Kashmir after the abrogation of Article 370 in the Indian Constitution, wherein there is a push for technological and entrepreneurial investment in the multitude of sectors in India. Let's take a look at what all was discussed at this press conference, which also was attended and supported by our chairman, Padma Shri Dr. Sudeep Parekh, a unique take in investment opportunities overseas. Let's take a look.
But India is not about only people living in India. India is about a thought process. India is about a thought which is engulfing the whole world today. So today we launched OCI Investment Forum in America. OCIs are the people who are citizens of other countries but have got invited by the government and are called overseas citizens of India. So today we discussed this with the people here, and I think OCIs are very keen to invest in India in a big way, and they want to participate in the development of India. And for this forum will act as a place where we can motivate them and also correlate with the government in case of there is an issue in terms of problems which deter them to invest. So our objective of the OCI Investment Forum is to get at least $100 billion worth of investment from the OCIs in the next 5 years. India thought of the world as one family. We heard Trump saying that everybody should look after, we should be all nationalists. Now Indians are also nationalists, but they are first global citizen, then nationalists. They feel what is good for the world will be good for them. What is good for the humanity is good for them.
We all are very proud of our Prime Minister and New India. We all agree, we are on the same page that India has changed. India is moving forward, is going upward, and there is no limit. Sky is the limit. And so we, as a OCI, the BK Modi's idea, BK's idea is that we all OCI should, those who OCI who loves India, of course every OCI loves India, but those who love India and want to help on real ground and invest in India, we should get together and get, even though Mahajanji said that India's all the investment, India is more investment friendly. Now corporate tax has cut into the half. So let's go to India, but again, still on the ground, there are some real problems. And OCI, this kind of platform will help us to put our concern in front of the PM and Modi administration, and I think that will be great help.
तो मैं भी चाहूँगा कि आप सब लोग यहाँ सालों से इस देश की सेवा करते हैं। जननी जन्मभूमि स्वर्गादपि करीयसी, ऐसे आप अभी भारत भूमि को भूले नहीं हैं, भारत भूमि को वंदन करते हैं। वहाँ कोई न कोई सोशल एक्टिविटी ट्रस्ट के माध्यम से कहीं सेवा की प्रवृत्ति तो करते ही हैं। मैं मानता हूँ कि आइए आप हमारे साथ जुड़िए, भारतवर्ष के कोई भी जहाँ भी आप निवासी हैं वहाँ जा कर के कोई न कोई रूप में इन्वेस्ट करिए और भारतवर्ष को इकोनॉमी को जो 5 ट्रिलियन इकोनॉमी डॉलर इकोनॉमी बनाने का मोदी जी का स्वप्न है उनमें आप सहभागी बनिए। यही प्रार्थना। वंदे मातरम। धन्यवाद।
We are in the making of new India, right? And we all have to move together. The thought process, the strategic thinking, we cannot stop it here कि वहाँ पे ये नहीं हो रहा है तो यार ऐसे हो रहा है. Complaining will not serve. But yes, we all should come together. We are from India. We are here to work with you. So we will be thinking, we will be sitting and thinking over the strategic planning for OCIs.
Today's event was very informative, a lot of information, and where Mr. BK Modi explained about the various opportunities of investments in India, and also at the same time he mentioned about all the hurdles, all the issues that are going on, including corruption, etc. But this is a great forum. When it matures, I'm sure it will be a force to be reckoned with. Thank you.
आप लोग भारत आइए, आप हर 6 महीने बाद आएंगे तो आपको हर 6 महीने में कुछ नई कुछ अच्छी चीज़ें भारत में ज़रूर दिखें। हर दिशा में बदल रहा है, चाहे वो स्वच्छता अभियान की बात हो, मोदी जी टेम्पल्स की बात कर रहे थे, अभी हम लगातार जाते रहते हैं तो टेम्पल्स भी बहुत अच्छे साफ़ सुथरे और ठीक हो रहे हैं। और मुझे बड़ी अच्छा लग रहा है कि जो भी इनपुट्स हम देते हैं, अक्सर कई बार हम धारणा आ जाती है कि यार सरकार सुन नहीं रही है, लेकिन मैं अपना व्यक्तिगत अनुभव बता रहा हूं कि जो भी हम फीडबैक सरकार को देते हैं वहां अपनी डिस्कोर्स के माध्यम से उस फीडबैक पर बहुत सीरियसली काम होता है। चाहे वो एनर्जी सेक्टर था, हर सेक्टर में हम देखते हैं और चेंजेस आ रही हैं। मतलब पहली बार हमने ये सरकार देखी है जो बातों को सुन रही है और जो बात से वो कन्विंस होती है उसको वो करती है।
जो मोदी साहब का ये ओवरसीज सिटीजन ऑफ इंडिया के लिए जो फोरम बनाया है इट्स प्रीटी डिटेल्ड एंड एक्सटेंसिव, जिसका हमने काफ़ी डिटेल में बात की है, जिसमें दे वांट टू रेज $100 बिलियन फॉर इंडिया के डेवलपमेंट के लिए OCI की तरफ से, जो लगता है वेरी डिफ़िकल्ट पर पॉसिबल है। और जो उनके टारगेट्स हैं कि टू गेट स्पेशल पोजीशन फॉर OCIs, वो भी काफ़ी डिफ़िकल्ट सिचुएशन है, पर जैसा BK मोदी बोलते हैं कि नथिंग इज़ इम्पॉसिबल, एंड वो इम्पॉसिबल को इम्पॉसिबल करने में लग रहे हैं, एंड इसमें हम उनका साथ देंगे एज अ OCI, हम उनके साथ में हैं, एंड विल से मिस्टर मोदी प्लीज़ कैरी ऑन।
The Prime Minister has announced in his speech in Houston that from September 30th onwards, PIO and OCI will merge. So just imagine our power. They say conservatively, the wealth of OCI is as good as the GDP of Bharat. We need government of India, the Prime Minister, who happens to be our dear friend, to do few things. Like suppose OCI wants to invest in India, he has to live in that country, for perhaps more than 180 days. So we are requesting our Prime Minister that right now if you stay more than 170 and 180 days, you have to pay taxes of whatever you are making globally. So we urge our Prime Minister that increase that days to 270 days from 180, because so that we can focus business in India. I think it's a reasonable demand, and I'm sure our Prime Minister will look into it.
पिछले 6 वर्षों में नरेंद्र भाई मोदी ने भारत के लिए और भारतीय प्रवासी जितने पूरे विश्व में हैं उनके लिए एक ऐसी मार्केट, ऐसा रास्ता बनाया है जिससे कि भारत भी शक्तिशाली होगा और विश्व के अंदर NRIs जितने भी हैं उनका सम्मान भी बढ़ेगा। यही कारण है कि 6.5 मिलियन से ज़्यादा अमेरिकन्स इंडियन हैं, और वो सब के सब चाहते हैं कि भारत समृद्ध, शक्तिशाली और सशक्त बने। सब चाहते हैं कि भारत के अंदर इन्वेस्ट किया जाए, और मुझे लगता है ये है कि BK मोदी जी ने जो यहाँ पर एक कितना बड़ा स्टेप ये लिया है कि भारत को मजबूत करने के लिए भारत में इन्वेस्टमेंट करने की जो बात की है, उससे रोजगार के अवसर भी सृजन होंगे और भारत और भारतीयों का सम्मान भी बढ़ेगा। बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद। जय हिंद, जय भारत।
And that is all for tonight's episode. Remember to send us your suggestions and get your voices and organizations on our show. Email us on events@itvgold.com or follow us on Facebook @itvgold. You can also now subscribe to our YouTube channel to watch many of our popular shows for free. Thank you for joining us tonight. This is Vision of Asia, and I am Lati Lamba. Take care and be well.